sister had planned to take a trip to Los Angeles to visit our older brother and his wife. It was during my spring break, so I decided to tag along with her. When we arrived at my brother's house, it was about 3:30 in the afternoon. My sister-in-law greeted us and invited us inside. My sister-in-law had told us months earlier that her 12-year-old niece was able to see spirits and saw a little girl around her age in the hallway. My sister and I didn't believe in ghosts and such at that time, so we decided to go visit them anyway. Time flew by really quick and it was time to hit the hay. I woke up in the middle of the night to use the restroom. When I was about to go back to bed, I saw a girl's figure in the hallway. She was just standing there. At first I thought it was my sister that was waiting for me to get out of the restroom, but when I walked towards her, she suddenly ran through me and it scared the life out of me. When I snapped out of it, I ran as fast as I could back to the room, jumped into bed and put the covers over my head. My sister woke up minutes later and asked me why I was shivering uncontrollably. I told her that I had seen the ghost of the little girl with my very own eyes. Needless to say, the very next day we packed our stuff and drove back home. I could still picture the little girl in my head every time I closed my eyes. It's been almost a year now and I haven't been back to visit my brother and his wife since.
Number 2.
When I was a young teenager, my father and my stepmother had gotten married. This forced me and my little brother to move into our home and share the same bedroom for quite some time. 3 weeks before we moved in, my stepmother's mum had died where I slept for most of my childhood. The spooky part happens one night when I got off of my computer and was going to bed. I had laid there for maybe 10 minutes when I started hearing scratching at my closet door. I figured it was a mouse and went to bed anyway. I got dressed in the morning, opened my closet door to see very, very long scratches down the inside of it, like deep scratches. It wasn't in one area, it was wavy from the top of the door to the bottom, both hands, 10 lines.
Number 3.
So, my friend's dad had noticed an eerie feeling about the house for quite a while, but couldn't ever place what it was. Often, he'd fall asleep on the sofa and he would wake up to see the cans of beer he had recently finished lined up in a dead straight line, although he was 100% certain he never left them like that. On this particular day, he arrived home from working a late shift. His wife was asleep and 2 young children already in bed. As he walked in the kitchen cupboard was wide open and the cans of beer on the floor in a dead straight line. He moved them back to where they should be and went and took a seat in the lounge. He looked up and was admiring a picture on the wall, which then moved with absolutely no explanation. He ran so fast out of the house, leaving his wife and kids behind, none the wiser. They soon moved after this experience.
Number 4.
So my aunt, uncle and 3 cousins all lived together. At the time, they had told me about a couple of experiences they had within their home, such as random noises during the night, electronics switching themselves on and off, but nothing quite as eerie as the following story. My cousin, the middle child at the time, had disclosed when she was younger that she used to talk to a girl who was maybe around 10 years old that lived in her closet. The girl would always tell my cousin how her father used to hurt her. When she relayed this to her parents, my aunt and uncle, they put it down to an imaginary friend and a child's vivid imagination. So one day, my cousins are all at school, aunt's at work, and my uncle was home alone. As far as I'm aware, he doesn't scare easily. I mean, he's well over 6 foot, got a muscly build. Well, you get the idea. So he's sitting downstairs watching the TV, home alone in the middle of the afternoon, when he hears the floorboards upstairs creak as if something or someone was walking across them. After a couple of minutes of this continuous noise, he decides to make his way upstairs to check it out. He checks every room, under the beds, in the closet, nothing. So he resumes his old position downstairs in front of the TV. 10 minutes or so go by and the same noise starts up again. This time he tries to ignore it, as the last time it was nothing. All of a sudden, he hears a massive bang that literally made him jump out of his skin. This time he decides he has to go check it out. He reaches the top of the stairs and instantly realizes what it was. At the complete other end of the corridor, the bathroom door had a massive hole in it, not completely all the way through, but it had busted open to the inside of the door. That was enough for him to leave the house, at least for a couple of hours anyway. When I was told, I asked him what he thought about the situation, and he explained to me that he believes it was the father of the little girl in the closet who smashed the door, as a medium had been round to bless the house and explained that the father and the little girl's spirits both occupied it. I should also mention, I've been in that house many times, and I always feel like there are eyes on me.